This is Maria from Vego2go, and Maria has, she'll tell you a little bit more about her restaurant, but she was really inspired out of something that came out of a symposium, and this is her journey. Maria, over to you.
Well, I guess I had always been passionate about food, coming from an Italian background. I love food, and it's something that does bring people together. It brings families together, it brings communities together. Having done a symposium, I simply became aware of the impact that a meat and dairy based diet has on the environment, and I thought that I could integrate that into Italian cuisine. So maybe educate people on how to eat a little bit differently, maybe break some stereotypes. So starting with, vegetarian food is boring or bland or tasteless. That's not the case. And also Italian food has to have maybe meat central to it. Not the case. There are millions of Italian dishes that do not include either meat or dairy. And so what I went on to do was to create a menu based on home family recipes, and we opened up Vego2go, Italian vegetarian cafe and takeaway. It was 12 months of research. It's now been open for a year and a half. We have a lot of loyal customers, people who appreciate what we do, appreciate healthy food, appreciate that, reducing your carbon emissions by half through a vegetarian diet is something that can seem quite honourable, and not that difficult to do, really. And so it's been a year and a half now. What we hope to do, or where we hope to bring this, is to mainstream. Starting in Melbourne, obviously, we want to be able to franchise this idea and just have a number of outlets in Melbourne where people can access this beautiful, delicious, healthy, tasty vegetarian Italian food, and we'll just see where it goes from there. But hopefully the second store will be open in the CBD in about 12 months' time, so September 2010.
Oh, that sounds awesome, Maria. Just some of the challenges that may have come as a result of things that you've found with starting this might be
Challenges,
or some funny stories, or
always
funny...
there, ever present. Look, it's a lot of hard work. Every day I have to remind myself that I'm doing this because I'm passionate about the future and the kind of world that I want to leave for my daughter, or my daughter's future, or the children's future. I have a 10-year-old, so I do think about how what we do is going to impact future generations, and so we're not always received, with this message that we have about vegetarianism. It's not always received well, but if we just remember, we just try to remember that this is something that we're doing, it's something that's coming from the heart, and so whatever challenges sort of do arise, they're resolved quite quickly and quite easily because our heart's in the right place.
And maybe some funny stories that might have come out of your restaurant, if you can think of something.
Funny stories to come out of the restaurant. I don't know. I can't think of anything funny. I think probably something that I tend to laugh at now, but it's not funny at all, is that I'm working with my family. Okay, so it's my mum and I in the kitchen, and my two sisters out the front, and my brother on media, web design, graphics. And I think that's probably been the biggest challenge, working with family. Like, you can have a great family when you're all living together or have your own jobs and have got time away from each other, but being an Italian family, obviously we're very close, working together, living together. We were basically, I think, about 6 months in at the point of killing one another and ready to just basically give up and say, this is too hard. This is too hard because, it's not worth sacrificing our family to, spread this message. But, we have come quite a long way since those days, and now we sort of have come together and realised that, family is important, spreading this message is important, and most importantly, getting along and being peaceful with one another, getting the job done is equally important. So we need to be able to sort of run this business holistically as well. There's no point, you know, making beautiful, healthy, Italian, vegetarian, sustainable food and then fighting like cats and dogs at the back. So there was a level of awareness that we had to bring in terms of our behaviour and our being with each other within the store.
Well, Maria, I mean, I know Italian families are very close, and obviously that was challenging. But one of the things that came out for me when you were talking was how now lots of times we're travelling everywhere and everyone's scattered, and really the idea of family, getting families together, and you've actually achieved that, and I think that's awesome because, I mean, I'm just mindful of my own family and how they distance and spread. So if nothing else, you can take that away, that is an awesome thing, that you've survived, you've done things for the future, and it's like you're thinking about the future, but actually you've done it locally and you've done it within your family and you've achieved it. So you can be very proud of that, and your family can be very proud of what you've achieved. And that's something that maybe we need to get back to a little bit more instead of being separate and spread out.
Yep.
So Maria, I really thank you for this. Maria has a little restaurant called Vego2go, if you'd like to hold up the brochure. And it's in Lygon Street in Melbourne, and Melbourne is in Australia for those who are looking at this. And if you ever come to Melbourne, Australia, look her up. She's just out of the CBD. How many kilometres?
It's about 4 or 5 k's.
About 4, but
north.
There's easy access with trams and buses, and it's really much the restaurant suburb of Melbourne. So please look her up. She's got an awesome vision, and I'm sure you want to share that with her.
And the website vego2go.com.au.
Thanks, Maria.
No
Thanks, Maria. Have a really great day.
Thank you.